Welcome to another edition of the Tiger Men's Basketball Report. I'm your host, Spiro Marikas, along with the head coach of the Tigers, Pat Scarry. And coach, the Tigers on Monday night in front of a good student crowd at TU Arena, beating Elon by a score of 80-55, and a game where the offense was kind of slow-moving early on, but then you kind of figured out that zone, and things were pretty good over the last 25, 26 minutes.
Yeah, our ball movement was really good, and some guys made shots. We got to the glass, and thought our defensive effort was pretty good for most of the games. That was the most encouraging thing. But you're right, really good student turnout, some really good promotions, pancakes, pajamas,
free ice cream,
dollar beers. That's all pretty good.
And then free ice cream if the opposing team missed 2 free throws, and the swim team made the guy nervous, and he missed them both.
They did a great job, and that was fun. You know, not that we want to be up 9 o'clock every night for games, but good job, and hopefully the students enjoyed themselves.
In this ball game, Tyler Tejada, he's kind of been in a scoring slump over the last couple of weeks, but he came through with 17 points in the ball game.
Yeah, he played well. He's talented. Thought he played well offensively against Delaware too, but then he really got it going on both ends last night. Did a great job of running the floor and getting out in transition before they were able to set their zone defense up.
And then the other thing you did last night, you started 3 freshmen, 2 true freshmen in Tejada and Lowry, and then redshirt freshman Dylan Williamson. And Mekhi Lowry, he may not have the greatest offensive game, but boy, this kid is all over the place.
He's played really well for us all year. You know, we've got to continue to find ways to get him on the floor. You know, he works at it, so his jump shot will continue to get better. But when you talk about impacting the game with passing, steals, rebounding, defense, he does a lot of really exciting things out there.
Even if he just knocks the ball away to create some havoc and they got to start from out of bounds again with a smaller shot clock, he just kind of creates havoc.
He did. He's a fun guy to coach. He plays really hard every day. You know, Pat O'Connell had done a great job finding him and evaluating him, and he comes from a great family. Was well coached, not just in AAU by Coach Brim, but in high school at Oswego, and he understands how to help you win basketball games.
And the best part of the game, Jackson Prince got a 3-point basket late, and your bench just erupted when that happened.
It looked good. We gave Jackson a hard time about that he looked. I wish he looked as good shooting those in practice. I told him, but he looked good. It's good, you know, good to get those guys rewarded. Look, at any conference win is a good win, and they had good offensive numbers coming into the game, and I thought, like I said, our guys were in tune defensively.
All right, you're right in the mix here at 8-4. You're in a tie with a couple of teams. You're a game behind Charleston and Wilmington. You have games against both of them, so you can make up that ground. This week you head to William and Mary to take on the Tribe, and then Saturday against Hampton. 2 teams that you have not faced this year, and here we are 3 weeks to go in the season. William and Mary, a team that has struggled with injury throughout the year. You look, and they've got all these guys that only played 7 games, 10 games, 12 games, but led by Gabe Dorsey, and they're a team that can put some points on the board.
Yeah, William Mary's talented. They'll shoot a lot of threes, and they're really impressive with their speed and athleticism. The Dorsey brothers are good. Lowe is an interesting guy because he kind of is like a point forward for them. He leads them in points, rebounds, and assists. And it's like he's their point guard, but he doesn't shoot threes. He's a big, strong kid. Case is a transfer from Providence. Moss is a transfer from South Florida. So there's a lot of talent there. We've got to guard the 3-point shot and get back in transition. They draw well down there. We stubbed our toe. A tough loss there last year, and it's a huge game for us.
And then on Saturday you take on Hampton down there. First time Towson's been to Hampton since they joined the CAA last season, and they are a team that is looking for their first conference win. If they don't get it Thursday night, you know they're going to be desperate for that on Saturday, and sometimes you hate playing those desperate teams.
Yeah, and there's talent, right? Especially the kid Nesbitt and Kyrese Mullen, who's a walking double-double. So, you know, I saw them I watched my first tape today. I saw them score 50 points. It was in a half against Charleston, so there's a lot of offensive firepower there.
And they've had some games. I mean, Hofstra, they were winning most of the game. The Charleston game, They had a lead in that game. So, I mean, they've hung with some of the best teams in the conference.
Yeah, I think for us, Spiro, too, it's like we're not just going to show up and knock the ball out of the park. We've got to be able to kind of grind through every 4-minute segment of the game and hopefully have a level of consistency to what we do.
All right, so the Tigers against William and Mary at 7 o'clock on Thursday, Hampton 2 o'clock on Saturday. I'll have both games for you on TowsonTigers.com. So for the head coach of the Tigers, Pat Scarry, I'm Spiro Marikas. Thanks for tuning in to another edition of the Tiger Men's Basketball Report.